Welcome to day 8 of Namaste Holiday. Today we're going to do a yoga flow class. As you can see, my dog is joining us. That's Marley. He's probably not going to teach the class. He's just going to demonstrate how to relax. So welcome. I do have one yoga block with me today. If you have a yoga block, you could grab that. If you don't have a block, I would say a thick beach towel. We're just going to maybe use it to bring the floor closer when we come into a shape where we're reaching a hand down to the floor. So with that, let's go ahead and sit down and get started. Just finding a comfortable sitting shape as we begin the class. And checking in. Maybe eyes are closing. And maybe we're breathing in and out through the nose. The theme we're working with today, we are getting closer and closer to the end of the year. There may still be some holidays you're celebrating, and we're going to focus on consistency. So consistency in our yoga practice can look like getting on the mat every day and moving our bodies. Consistency can look like taking a few moments in the morning to breathe and close our eyes and do a little meditation, a little bit of affirmations. So just committing, maybe for the last couple weeks of this year, 2-3 weeks, whatever we have left, how can you be consistent with your practice? And this is challenging. It's really challenging as we come into any type of holiday busy season. So today, we're committing to moving. Tomorrow, maybe we're committing to meditation or breath work. And let's just take a couple of minutes as we breathe, relaxing. Again, maybe finding that consistency. Gently opening the eyes. Let's go ahead and find our way onto hands and knees. Thinking of the knees being underneath the hips, working to have my shoulder, elbow, wrist into one line. And as I inhale, belly drops, back of the head and the tailbone go high. As I exhale, tuck chin, tuck tailbone, round the back to the sky. Inhale, dropping into the cow shape. Exhale, rounding into cat. Back and forth like this. So this might be the first movement you've done today. So being gentle. As I come back to a neutral spine, stepping the right foot forward, hands come onto that right thigh, Finding that gentle lunge shape. Definitely keeping it gentle. We're just coming into this. I'm going to take my left hand down to the mat. Maybe my right arm goes up towards the sky. Gentle twist. As I bring that right hand down, stepping my right knee back, taking a few more of these cat-cows. And once again, back to a neutral spine. We'll step that left foot forward, bringing both hands onto that thigh. Chest is lifted. When I'm in a lunge, I'm pressing down through my front foot and my back shin. It just helps to hold me nice and stable here. And this time I'll bring that right hand down to the mat. Left arm could reach up for the sky. Bringing that left hand down, step that left knee back to meet the right. Let's keep our knees and hips in one line. Walk those hands forward. Think of dropping the heart down towards the mat. Taking a few breaths here. This is a heart melting shape. And drawing those hands back until you can safely press up. We'll meet standing on our knees. I'm going to turn towards you just so you can see what I'm up to. We'll start by bringing that right leg out to the side, planting that right foot. My right hand's going to rest on my thigh, definitely not on the knee. I'm gonna use this as a kickstand so I'm not putting any pressure. But I want to keep it on a part of the body that's stronger. The joints we don't want to be pressing on. Left arm is going to come next to the ear, and I'm just opening up the left side of the body. As I reverse this, I'll come center, left hand to left thigh, right arm next to the ear, opening up, second side. Inhaling back to center. Both hands are going to come down to the mat. What I'm looking for here is a stretch on the inside of the thigh. So perhaps you're getting that stretch and you're going to work right here. Perhaps you're going to lower your elbows down onto the mat, or in my case, the dog. So just bringing those elbows down. Maybe they come to the floor. In fact, this is a great opportunity to use the block if the floor is a little too far away and your dog is not cooperative. Breathe here. This is a very trusting dog, isn't he? If you've got elbows down, bring those hands back, press up, draw that right knee in. Take a moment, come to standing. Let's find a gentle back bend before we do the second side. Hands are going to come onto the low back, pelvis forward, lift the heart. Very gentle version of camel, Andrasana. Inhaling back to center, hands on the hips. Second side. Let's go ahead and extend that left leg out. I'm gonna plant my left foot. Left hand is gonna rest on the thigh, right arm next to the ear, opening up the right side. As you're ready, inhale, center, bringing that right hand to the right thigh, left arm next to the ear, open up. Inhale, center, both hands coming down. So again, just checking in and noticing. Maybe I'm getting a really big stretch on that inner thigh and I'll work right here. Maybe I'm gonna lower my elbows to the floor, to a block, to a dog. Breathe into this shape. As you're ready, coming back to hands on the mat, draw that knee in and return to standing on the knees. Let's find that second gentle camel shape. Hands on my low back, just like I was going to put them in pockets. Hips forward, heart lifts. And as I come back to center, I'm going to come back to hands and knees, and I'm going to bring my block up to the front of the mat on the right side. This may be a shape, we're going to find Ardha Chandrasana when we stand up, so it might be a shape you want to use a block in. Or again, the beach towel that's folded up. Or the dog, if you've got a very agreeable dog, maybe they'll let you use them as the prop. So back onto hands and knees. And then as you're ready from here, let's go ahead and tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Lift and lower one heel and then the other. Knees can be deeply bent here. As you're ready, walk the hands to the feet. Just take a moment in the forward fold. Forward folds are meant to be calming and soothing. The only really important thing here is that you relax your head and neck. So I've got my fingertips on the ground. I could just as easily find this by bringing my elbows above my knees. My feet are about hip distance. If I needed some more space, I could bring those feet farther apart. Just taking a moment, breathing here. And then hands onto the hips. Let's roll ourselves up. Just kind of shake that off. As we're ready, we'll step that right foot forward. Warrior one, left foot plants out at an angle. Hips are square, arms reach, sinking into that front knee. As I'm ready, exhaling hands to the heart, turning towards the left, maybe adjusting that left foot as I find my warrior two. Gazes over those front fingers. And let's flip that right palm to the sky, left palm to the thigh. Find a peaceful warrior. Reaching my left hand to my right wrist, straightening into that front leg, archer shape. And as I release both arms, both legs go to straight. I'm going to tilt this left hip back. My right hand can come anywhere on this front leg. Left arm can reach for the sky. Gentle bend into the right knee. Forearm to the knee. Maybe that right arm comes across the ear. And here's where we're going to find Andrasana. So I will bring this left hand onto my left hip. I'm going to look down where that block is. Maybe I need to adjust it. It's going to be to the outside of my front foot, just a little in front. And for me, I'm going to step that back foot up just a little bit and then begin to lift that left leg. If I'd like, I could once again bring that left arm up to the sky. Think about that left leg coming straight out. Left hand to the hip, left foot to the floor. Clasp opposite hand to opposite elbow and just sway side to side. And before you come up, move that block to the left side. Let's bring hands onto the hips and roll ourselves up. So I'm actually going to switch myself to the other end of the mat, simply so I don't turn my back on you. And you're going to be at the front of the mat. We're going to find that same sequence. So I'll keep my left foot forward, step my right foot back, hips are square, arms come up. Warrior one, second side. Exhaling, hands to the heart, turning towards that right side, finding warrior two. Adjust those feet if you need to. Warrior one feet and warrior 2 feet look a little different. Gaze is over those front fingers, left palm to the sky, right palm to right thigh. Peaceful warrior. Bringing that right hand to the left wrist, straighten into your front leg, archer shape. Releasing both arms out like wings, tilting that right hip back. Left hand can come anywhere on that front leg. Right arm can reach for the sky. Right hand could also stay on the hip. Gentle bend left knee, bringing that forearm, and maybe that arm comes across, bringing it across the ear. Ardha Chandrasana, I'm going to bring that right hand to the right hip, gazing down, noticing where I'd like my left hand to be. I can always step that back foot up a little bit. And as I'm ready, I'm going to lift, and maybe the arm comes up. Right hand to the right hip. Right foot down. Once again, taking a moment, opposite hand, opposite elbow, gently sway side to side. And as you're ready, hands on the hips, roll yourself up. Let's take a moment and do a little bit of balancing work. We'll start with tree shape. That's one of my favorites and one I like to work on every day. I'm going to bring my hands to the heart, find one point to look at that does not move. So definitely not the dog. He's probably going to move. Not me. I will definitely move. And we start by grounding through that left foot. Lift the right heel. Right knee can go out to the side and I can work here. If I'd like, I could lift that foot, making peace, being consistent, right? Consistency improves our balance game for sure. And maybe I'm going to bring those branches out to the sky. So balance is something we tend to lose as time passes. My balance is significantly more challenging now than it was when I was younger. So it's an important skill to continue to work on. And as I'm ready, hands come back to the heart. I'm going to turn that right knee forward And maybe extend back, finding a warrior 3 shape. Oh, I'm so close to the wall, I could put my foot on the wall. If you have that same good fortune, go ahead and do that. As you're ready, inhale back to center, bring the foot down, shake it off, let it go. Same sequence, second side, hands to the heart. And once again, I'm going to find something to look at that doesn't move. Ground through my right foot, lift my left heel, left knee out to the side. All these muscles are engaging, helping me hold here. Maybe I'm going to lift that foot. I could always keep the toes on the ground. Maybe this time I'll be a Saguaro Cactus. So one side's probably easier, one side might be a little more challenging, or maybe a lot more challenging. If you're doing Saguaro Cactus, think of the shoulder blades coming together on the back. Think of that chest being nice and open. Hands to the heart, left knee forward. Maybe we extend that left leg back. This is my harder side. Breathing into this shape. And as you're ready, inhale back to center. Let that foot come down. Again, just shake it off. Step those feet maybe a foot and a half or so apart. This is actually a Tai Chi move. We're going to turn towards the left. Let that right heel lift. Arms will just float. And then we'll go to this side. So we'll go side to side. Just letting it go. So when we fall out of balance poses, we've helped our body to learn something new, and the planet just keeps right on turning. Let's go ahead and come back to center. Step those feet together. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Hands meet in prayer. Exhale. Hands come all the way down till they peel apart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. And this time as you exhale, bending into the knees, bringing those hands down to the mat. And as you're ready, let's go ahead and drop hips down. Let's keep our right leg bent so my right foot is coming towards my left glute. My right knee is pointing forward. And then I could take my left leg and stack that on top. So if when I described this, your body said, no thank you, or not today, simply come to sitting with legs crossed with that left leg in the front. As you're ready, you could inhale to grow tall. That heart can lead. It does not matter if you come forward. Doesn't matter if your legs are crossed like mine or sitting in more of a traditional crisscross. Leaning forward. Just taking a few more breaths here. As you're ready, use your hands, bring yourself back up. Let's take this left leg and extend it out to the side, sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. I'm going to take my peace fingers and thumb on my left hand, and I'm capping my left big toe. So I bent my knee to do this. You could bend your knee as much as you need to. Doesn't matter if the leg is straight or the knee is bent. Once you've got this, take that right hand, draw back. So we did archer shape when we were standing. Now we're becoming a bow and arrow here on the floor. And from what I hear, it's really hard to shoot a bow. It takes a lot of strength. So I'm using strength here. I'm not just kind of hanging out. I'm using my muscles. Consistency. Yoga does make us stronger. Stronger, more flexible, better balance. Some days are harder than others with balance. As you're ready, go ahead and release those hands. Bring one hand to either side of that extended leg. Find that tall spine. And again, if you'd like, fold forward. It's better to work upright, stay upright. Hands could be on the floor, or you could bring hands to that foot. And this is another great use of a block. If I'm working with a bent knee, it might feel better to bring a block underneath that knee. It's just more supportive. Carefully draw yourself up. Let's take just a moment before we go to the other side. Find a V shape with the legs, clasp your hands, and imagine you were stirring a very large pot of food. We're going to reverse direction, so put your opposite thumb on top, and then reverse the direction. As I come back to center, I'll take my left leg, bring that knee forward, sole of my left foot is touching my right glute, and then I can stack my right leg on top. Again, I could just sit in a comfortable cross-legged shape with the right leg on top. And it might be that one side you stack this way and one side you sit with the legs crossed. That's perfectly okay. If you would like to fold forward, whatever the legs are doing, inhale, grow tall. Exhale, let the heart lead. This is working on the hips. Again, you might say, okay, one side folding forward felt nice. On this side, no, I'd rather work sitting upright. Always allowing it to look and feel different side to side. As you're ready, draw yourself back up to sitting. Let's extend that right leg out to the side, sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. My right peace fingers and thumb are going to cap that right big toe. Knee is bent, or knee can be straight. And then my left arm will reach forward and draw back. So I'm finding the bow and arrow shape, second side. And I'm keeping muscle engagement here. So I'm not just letting this arm slump, I'm actually using that engagement as though I were trying to draw an arrow back into a bow. This time, as I release, both hands, one on either side. I liked having the block underneath my knee on the first side. I'm going to bring that back in. I'm letting that heart lead, allowing myself to come just a little bit forward over this leg. For me, the block feels like a little more support. Helping me to relax my leg a little bit more. As the hands draw you back up, let's come on to our hands and knees. Find our way into the resting shape of child's. Perhaps that's knees together, perhaps it's knees wide. Arms can be forward or back by the sides of the body. Coming back to hands and knees, any way we can get there. Let's bring that right arm out like a wing. Swim the right arm underneath the left. And as I start to lower down, I'm going to come on to the right side of my face. This left hand could reach forward. It could stay in front of my face. It could also come up and around. Think of the shoulders working towards stacking on top of each other. This is actually a twist. Breathing into this shape, thread the needle. As we get set to come out, left hand in front of the face, pressing up. Be back on hands and knees. I'm going to spin myself around so you can see my face when we do the second side. This time I'm going to bring my left arm out like a wing, swim it underneath my right. I'm going to come to rest on the left side of my face. This right arm could reach forward, could stay in front of my face, or it could come up and around, stacking those shoulders. Twists come from the thoracic part of our spine, that's our rib cage, and this is a twist. And twists also remind us to release and let go. So if we are working on a practice of consistency, what is it we need to let go of? Maybe we need to let go of some of the holiday goings-ons. It can feel quite freeing. As we're ready, right hand comes back in front of the face. We're gonna push ourselves back up. And then from here, tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, take a moment, just walk it out. Inhaling, let's find that top of the push-up, bringing our left hand underneath the nose, roll on to the blades of the feet. Maybe that right arm goes up for the sky. Inhale back to the top of the push-up, and then pressing back, find that downward dog shape. Let's inhale, left leg up to the sky. Step that left foot forward. Keep your right heel lifted, strong front leg, arms next to the ears. We're in crescent shape. As you inhale, swim the arms back, peeking over, just like you're looking over the edge of a cliff. And then come back to center. Swimming down, lifting up. Last one, come down and bring both hands down. Let that right leg come up to the sky, standing L. If you'd like, bring that left hand to the back of the left leg, and maybe that right hand comes to the back of the left leg as well. Both hands to the mat, step that right leg back, toes are tucked, and as you're ready, lower that right knee down, coming up into a lunge. So we actually began our practice here, and maybe this time you want to explore a different variation. Maybe we want to bring the front foot and the back knee a little farther apart. Could also bring hands down to the mat or elbows. If you've got hands on the mat, the strength is really in the legs here. So just check in that you're not dumping into those wrists. Make your legs do the work. Your legs are so strong. We want to take advantage of all those muscles. Finding a few more breaths here. To transition out of this, I will recommend bringing hands to the mat if they're not already there. And then we'll bring that left knee back to meet the right. And again, maybe I want some cat-cows. Maybe I'm going to rotate my hips, or even drawing hips and shoulders together. When I do that, I usually drop into my elbows. As you come back to hands and knees, I'm simply switching around again so I don't turn my back. Let's tuck the toes and take that downward facing dog, walking it out. As you're ready, inhale to the top of a push-up. This time I'll take my right hand under my nose, rolling onto the blades of my feet. Left arm can reach for the sky. Inhale back to center. Take a moment again, finding that downward facing dog. Right leg up to the sky. Step that right foot forward, left heel is lifted. We're going to find our way to crescent. Strong back leg here. And let's flow. We're going to come down. Arms are back like I'm peeking over the edge of a cliff. And then I'm going to inhale, center. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Staying right here. Both hands come down. That left leg lifts. I'm in the shape of an L. And if I'd like, I could walk my hands a little closer to the standing leg. Maybe I bring my right hand to my right calf. Maybe I bring my left hand to my right calf. Pretty close to the floor. If you lose your balance, you just bring that hand back down. Again, one side's probably going to be more challenging. Both hands down. Reach back with those left toes, tuck the toes, let that knee come down. Coming up and checking in, lunge, second set. I can work where I did the first time. Maybe I'm going to explore a slightly different shape here. Breathing into this. This is another one of my favorites, to roll onto the outer blade of that front foot. As you're ready to come out of this, both hands onto the mat. We're going to bring that right knee back to join the left. Taking an inhale here. Keep your toes tucked. As you exhale, lift the knees just a few inches. This is bear shape. Inhale, knees lower. Exhale, lift, work your core. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Two more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one. Exhale, lift. As you come down, finding your way to sitting hips to heels. Again, if this is not agreeable, sit with your legs crossed. Think of that spine being nice and tall. Rotating through the neck, we'll do chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Head goes back. Slow and easy. And then reverse opposite direction. As you're ready, coming back to center, let's keep that block nearby. We may use it again. I'm going to put it towards my left side, and it's going to be right near my hip. As I drop my right hip down and extend my legs forward, my knees are bent, my feet are planted, and as I'm ready, I'm going to roll onto my back. And when I roll down, I like to use my core. From here, hugging the right knee into the chest, maybe I extend that left leg. I could rotate the right ankle. And then reverse opposite direction. My left hand is going to come to the outside of my right knee, draw that knee across the body. Here's where I could let it come onto the block, bring my arms into the shape of a T. Maybe my chin turns to the left. Gentle twist. arms in a T is not a great idea. Let those arms come down by the sides of the body. Inhale back to center. Grabbing that block, you can move that to the opposite side if you're using it. And as you're ready, hug the left knee in. Right knee could stay bent or a leg can extend. Rotate that left ankle. And then reverse opposite direction. This time we'll take the right hand to the outside of the left knee, draw that leg across the body. Maybe we use the block. The arms could be in the shape of a T. Could also bring one arm up or both arms down. If you'd like, your chin can turn towards the right or towards the left rather. As I'm ready, inhaling back to center, letting the arms come down to the sides of the body, palms up, legs extend. Maybe the eyes close as we take these last few moments of class, resting together, breathing. That's one way to always be practicing yoga, to keep breathing. Gently let movement come into fingers and toes. Maybe wrist and ankle softly rotate or move side to side. On an inhale, hands and feet stop moving. As you exhale, turn your chin to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, chin goes left. Inhale back to center. Roll to your side and rest there for just a breath or two. And then use your top hand. Press your way up to a comfortable sitting shape. Perhaps we'll meet with hands at the heart in prayer. Perhaps the eyes softly close. Know that as long as you breathe, you are practicing yoga. Find that consistency for yourself during times that are busy. It's very important. Helps us to deal with everything else that's going on. Have such a wonderful day. Namaste. So thanks so much, everyone. This is the end of week 2 of Namaste Holiday. We will be back on Monday, that is December 20th, with aerial yoga. All right, everyone. Bye-bye. Thanks so much.